So there's been a major change in the world of investing that just made hundreds of millions of Americans Bitcoin investors, whether they want it to be or not. That means anyone with a 401k, mom and dad, grandpa, grandma, now all have a shared interest in Bitcoin's success. And all of that happened because a company called MicroStrategy, ticker symbol MSTR, just got added to what's called the NASDAQ 100 index, ticker symbol QQQ. Now, that's a lot of acronyms I just threw at you, but here's what it all means. Remember, an index is like a basket of stocks grouped together to track the performance of a specific market. And there's a lot of very popular indexes you've probably heard of before. There's the S&P 500 index. That's the index that tracks the top 500 companies in the US. There's the Russell 2000 that tracks the price performance of smaller sized companies. There's the Dow Jones, which is made up of 30 blue chip stable companies and many, many more. Now, by itself though, an index is not an investment. You don't technically buy an index directly because an index is just a measuring tool. Think of it as a scoreboard that tracks how certain groups of stocks are performing. Now, even though you can't directly buy an index, you can buy something that tracks the price performance of an index, which is where exchange-traded funds or ETFs come in. And when you buy shares of an ETF, you're essentially buying tiny pieces of every stock that's inside of that index. And an easy way to remember what an ETF is it's a way to invest your money into a specific theme. So these themes are created all the time, so I'll just make one up on the spot that kind of makes sense. Imagine I was like, I want my $100 bill to be invested across the top 10 best pizza companies in the world, eh? Now, I don't think that's actually a real ETF because I made it up, but if it was real, this $100 bill would be split among those 10 different pizza companies. And one of the most popular real themes has been tech stocks because they've made a lot of money for investors. So wouldn't it be cool if my $100 bill could be invested into the top 100 tech stocks? Well, it just so happens there is a way. That's a real ETF with a ticker symbol QQQ. That ETF has $327.5 billion in assets under management. There is a lot of money going into this ETF every single day. In fact, hundreds of millions of Americans buy this ETF, especially at their job, through their 401k retirement plans. Except now, there's about to be a major change. Starting December 23rd, 2024, QQQ will also include a company called MicroStrategy. And that means your money, along with millions of other people's money, will be exposed to Bitcoin. I want to explain how this is going to happen, what history shows us happens to a stock when it gets included inside of an index, and what it means for Bitcoin. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for more Bitcoin. It's about to get a little complicated, but first, let me explain how MicroStrategy got to a point where it has everyone indirectly buying Bitcoin. Now, MicroStrategy is a tech company, and in 2020, Michael Saylor, the guy who runs that company, used the company's leftover cash to buy Bitcoin. Everyone called him crazy, so here's what he did. First, he used $250 million of his company's last cash reserves to buy 21,454 Bitcoin at over $11,500 a coin. Then he raised money through what are called convertible debt offerings, borrowing $650 million in December 2020 and more in later rounds, with the promise to repay investors or let them convert the debt into MicroStrategy stock. Then he issued $500 million worth of new company stock in June 2021, selling the shares on the open market to raise cash to buy even more Bitcoin. By the way, I also want to mention that most of the stuff I'm explaining was not something the average person was doing. This was mostly for institutional investors, hedge funds, and accredited investors in some case. So if none of this makes sense to you, don't worry, it wasn't supposed to be something ordinary investors did. But it's these moves that allowed MicroStrategy to buy a lot of Bitcoin, over 439,000 Bitcoin at this point, without running out of cash. And he can still buy more Bitcoin. In fact, people refer to Michael as, quote, tapping the ATM every time he does this. I did an entire in-depth video explaining exactly how he does this, but assuming you're not gonna watch that video, The short version is, because he bought a lot of Bitcoin, as Bitcoin's price went up, so did the company's stock price, which means he could borrow even more money to buy even more Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes up, the stock price goes up, in some cases, by a factor of 3. And that's because MicroStrategy can do something you and I can't. It can do what's called leverage. It can borrow against its assets and its cash flow, and they can borrow a lot more money than anyone else can at extremely low interest rates, as low as 0% in some cases. And MicroStrategy's ability to do this superpower, combined with Bitcoin's price going up, is why there's what's called a premium to the net asset value. Kind of like how stocks trade not at the price they're worth today, but some multiple of their price to earnings ratio. There's an assumption that you're buying into a company's future growth. It's the same idea here, and it's that premium that allows MicroStrategy to tap the ATM, raising huge amounts of money to buy more Bitcoin. And now, his company, MicroStrategy, has been included in QQQ. It is now a part of a huge money machine. So it's like saying MicroStrategy has got another ATM that they can tap into to buy even more Bitcoin. So here's what happens now. When a company gets added to an index, some really interesting things start to happen, and here's the breakdown. First, there's a huge buying pressure. ETFs and index funds that track the NASDAQ 100 are now required to buy MicroStrategy stock to match the index. Funds like QQQ, which is one of the most popular ETFs in the world, have to add MicroStrategy to their holdings. They have to buy the stock. This means millions, if not potentially billions of dollars flowing into MicroStrategy as long as it stays in the index. This is similar to what happened when Tesla was added to the S&P 500 because after the announcement on November 16, 2020, Tesla stock went up by over 70% leading up to its official inclusion, which I think happened on December 21st, 2020. But the same story happened with Nvidia. It went up 40% when it was added to the S&P 500 index. And by the way, when gold was securitized in 2004 and SPDR launched their gold ETF, ticker symbol GLD, the price of that ETF went up from $410 a share to over $1,500 a share, which is a 359% increase over the course of 8 years or so. And when gold, GLD, the ETF, was included into other ETFs, because believe it or not, ETFs can be put inside of other ETFs, the price of gold went up again as demand from funds caused more buying pressure. So this index effect has the potential to bring millions, if not billions of dollars in buying pressure, which could send MicroStrategy's stock price much higher. And that's again, more leverage for Michael Saylor to use his ATM machine. Now, the second big thing that happens to a company when it's included in an index is the Bitcoin proxy effect. Here's where it gets really interesting. Since MicroStrategy's stock price moves in sync with Bitcoin's price, every time someone buys an ETF like QQQ, they are indirectly gaining exposure to MicroStrategy, which becomes more valuable because people are buying the index. So the stock price goes up, and they're indirectly getting exposure to Bitcoin whether they know it or not, since MicroStrategy is a Bitcoin treasury company. Now, if Bitcoin's price continues to go up, MicroStrategy's price goes up, and by extension, QQQ, the ETF's price goes up as well. And it becomes a feedback loop that's quietly bringing Bitcoin exposure to millions of people. Then of course, there's the third thing that happens, which is more subtle, but still a big one, which is legitimacy. Think about it like this. Bitcoin's been criticized for years as the magic internet money or speculative bubble. But now, with MicroStrategy being included into the NASDAQ 100, Bitcoin's getting a major stamp of approval. It's like saying Bitcoin is now part of the mainstream financial system. That is huge. It's hard to believe something's a bubble when it's been securitized and endorsed by BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager in the world. When the president is saying he will establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the US, when companies like MicroStrategy are the fastest growing companies in the world, and even more companies like maybe Mara could follow because they're becoming a Bitcoin treasury company as well. And when I made my Bitcoin video about the ETFs at the beginning of this year, I said the spot Bitcoin ETF would make Bitcoin go to $100,000 a coin alone. Not immediately, but probably in the same year or relatively quickly. And that is exactly what happened. Bitcoin was securitized on January 10th of 2024. And by December 4th, 2024, it reached 100,000. And I think it's just getting started. So for me, the question now is, what happens next? One exciting thing that could happen next is if MicroStrategy gets included into the S&P 500 index. That is the biggest index of them all. It's the holy grail. And here's exactly what that would take. Starting with the basics, the market cap of MSTR needs to stay above the $14.5 billion threshold. Now, as of right now, MicroStrategy's market cap is somewhere in the $100 billion range, but it needs to be above $14.5 billion to meet this criteria. But market cap size is not the only thing. The second thing they need is something called liquidity. They need at least 50% of their shares in the public domain. In other words, they need to make sure that when index funds need to buy and sell the stock, it doesn't send the stock price into a tailspin. It has to be available enough for investors to buy and sell it. Now, criteria number 3 is profitability. And this is where things get a little tricky, because to be considered for the index, a company has to show positive earnings in its most recent quarter and positive earnings added up over the last 4 quarters. Now, MicroStrategy has struggled here with a track record of losses, but there's a game changer that just happened. If you reference my other video about MicroStrategy, I talk about something called the Financial Accounting Standards Board, or FASB, and the new accounting rules, which just took effect on December 15th, 2024, where MicroStrategy can now finally start accounting for unrealized Bitcoin gains as part of their income or their earnings. Now, if Bitcoin's price continues to go up, this could flip MicroStrategy's profitability from red to green, making them eligible to join the index. And this will be huge. Remember, the change just happened December 15th. But we're not done yet, because beyond these qualifications, there's actual people that have to decide whether it's something they want to do. It's not like a computer decides this automatically when a company meets the criteria. The S&P Dow Jones Indices Committee also has to have a say in this. They have to understand the company and how it's growing and its volatility, which is actually a feature of Bitcoin. And MicroStrategy's stock price, which obviously mirrors Bitcoin's, could be a double-edged sword for them. But that depends on the committee of people. They have to be proven that MicroStrategy can not only perform well, but also enhance the index's integrity, which means they have to see some level of stability, and they have to be convinced that Bitcoin isn't some Ponzi scheme. And President Donald Trump and his pro-crypto stance means there's a good chance that it can happen. So I'm crossing my fingers. Personally, I still have all of my MicroStrategy stock. I don't think I'll be buying more right now, but if it goes down significantly, I'll consider adding more. As long as the government prints money, the price of Bitcoin and MicroStrategy theoretically have no ceiling. Now, as more and more people come to this realization, because you shared the video with them so they can understand what's happening too, I wouldn't be surprised if one day we're gonna wake up and Bitcoin's price would go from $100,000 a coin to several hundred thousand in a matter of a really short amount of time. Sometimes it happens really slowly, and then it happens all at once. It's kind of interesting that Bitcoin has made it this far, and all those predictions 15 years ago are actually coming true. Maybe those Bitcoiners knew something all along. But I'd love to know how you feel about now becoming an indirect Bitcoin investor. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back here next week. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.